Tonight's Stadium Championship Series West invades State Farm Stadium for 3 high-octane competitions in Arizona.
Oh, there we go!
With a series championship clinched, Ryan Anderson looks to keep his momentum and add another event win to his storied history in Glendale.
Ryan Anderson showing out.
And Adam Anderson makes his highly anticipated return to Gravedigger, trying to knock his brother away from the trophy. This is round 23. This is Monster Jam.
And here we go! Oh, he's throwing caution to the wind. He's got 2 in a row, back-to-back flip. Oh, can he get the save? Oh, yeah. He lands it right into a moonwalk. Huge air, and he's gonna make the save. Oh, my goodness. With the combination move!
State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona hosts round 23 with Stadium Championship Series West. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Monster Jam. I'm Scott Jordan alongside the 7 Deuce Adam Entignab. Ryan Anderson clinched the series in Seattle after what's been a dominant season in which he won 26 competitions. The next closest driver had 7. That shows you how dominant he's been. Now, last year he finished second to Tyler Menega. Comes back with something to prove this season, wins his 3rd title in 4 years. How was he able to stay so strong all season long?
Well, it all starts in racing with an astronomical record of 50-9, the best in the series. Oh my goodness, 11 skills wins to pile on top of that. But in freestyle, he's been a little bit lackluster, not getting the wow moments. It seems like he's going for the home run or he strikes out. A little bit of consistency, and Ryan Anderson will be absolutely unbeatable.
Tonight, his brother Adam Anderson makes his Stadium Series return after missing multiple rounds with an injury. Adam, what do you expect from the 5-time World Finals champion here in Glendale?
I expected him to come back a little bit refreshed. You know, sometimes a little bit of time off with a driver that has that much experience can be really good. I would say if it was somebody that doesn't have as much driving experience and time behind the wheel, they might be a little rusty. But for Adam Anderson, watch out.
Let's join the 3rd member of our broadcast team to hear from the Gravedigger driver. Let's go to Adam Anderson with Leslie Mears.
Yeah, guys, returning to championship series competition, Adam, after injury, kind of take us through what it was like kind of being off, recovering, and then getting to spend a lot of time in arenas.
You know, honestly, it was really tough. I was stir crazy for one. It's not like me to sit still, but I had to. You know, you got to take time, man, because I knew I wanted to get back out here. It caused me to not fall behind enough behind Ryan for him to take the series championship. I didn't like that, but it's okay. But then we came back. I did a couple of arenas, nice little warm-up. We're back in Glendale. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, the last time we saw you in competition in Stadium was Detroit, racing freestyle and overall victory, and you were really driving to prove a point. Are we going to see that again tonight?
It's on, man. There's no backing down. I'm not worried about, you know, the past is the past. It's present right now. We're going to take it out.
Thanks, Leslie. Here is the driver lineup for Stadium Championship Series West. Adam, 3 of these drivers have won overall events here. Ryan, Adam Anderson, and Cory Rummell. Do we see number 4 added to the list?
I don't think so. Ryan Anderson has 5 overall wins here in 10 appearances. It's like a second home to him, and I'm looking for number 6.
Let's take a look at the series points standings. As we mentioned, Ryan did clinch in Seattle. Adam slides into 2nd. Camden Murphy in 3rd. Bari Musawwir in 4th. Cory Rummell in 5th. And Colt Stevens with a great season in that 6th position right now. Drivers will compete tonight in 3 competitions: JCB Racing, the Great Clip Skills Challenge, and Freestyle. Points are awarded based on finish, with 12 going to the winner, and the driver with the most points at the end of the event will be crowned overall event champion. It's time for Track Talk. This is a driver's track here in Glendale. Wide open spaces, a huge floor, a lot more room to hammer down on the throttle. Adam, what are your experiences on this desert dirt?
Man, I've had so much fun here in Glendale in my supercross racing career. Like you said, the floor is humongous, but getting from one side to the other feels like it takes some time. So you have to hit the throttle just a little bit harder. One of the things you're going to be looking for in freestyle is don't take too much time. Get to the next obstacle, drive this track hard.
In round one of JCB Racing, Gravedigger, Avenger, Vendetta, Thunderosaurus, Soldier Fortune, Velociraptor, Toro Loco, Zombie. Round one buys go to Bakugan, Dragonoid, Megalodon, Son of a Digger, and Monster Mode. We talk about the Andersons. Ryan 25-5 here, Adam 12-5. Do you have anybody knocking them out of the bracket?
You know, it is going to be very difficult. I do have an eye on Monster Mutt, though. This is the type of dirt, I've talked to Chris Kohler many times, that is very good for him.
We're going to waste no time getting our first look back in the Stadium Series. Adam Anderson and Gravedigger up to the starting line, and he goes up against Jim Kohler in Avenger, so a 5-time world champion against a 2-time world champion, and that starting line is something special. They come down side by side into that berm corner, and right now Adam Anderson showing no signs of rust as he has a slight lead into that turn.
Looks like Jim Kohler pushes slightly wide, maybe hits the rear steer just a little late, but you can see the size of this floor.
And Jim goes drifting out wide. Adam Anderson goes tight. That is the difference. Gravedigger takes the win. Check out the original Super Glue glued to the action replay.
A lot of room to work here in Glendale. You can see you make a mistake in this corner and you lose the drive down the straightaway. The straightaways are going to be a little longer here, so it's going to be crucial to come out with speed.
Up next in round one, Colt Stevens, Thunderosaurus up against Mike Christensen in Vendetta. With more on their racing strategy, let's check in with Leslie Mears.
There have been some really close races between this pair of trucks, but Mike Christian told me with the track being a little bit longer and a little bit wider today, it's not going to be about the straightaways. It's going to be about getting back to basics and doing the little things like making sure that you really nail those corners. That's going to be the difference. It's going to move you from round to round.
Well, Mike did not nail that first corner. He went up high on the berm. That's all that Colt Stevens has needed, and Thunderosaurus is going to move on. Here is a Super Glue glued to the action replay.
So Mike Christensen here, you can tell he hits the rear steer just a little late, goes on top of the pod, but he did make up a lot of time with that big motor on Thunderosaurus at the finish line, but not enough.
Round one of JCB Racing continues. Kayla Blood, Soldier Fortune, David Olford, Velociraptor. They come down the ramp. Kayla has the lead going into that berm corner. She chops away at that inside part of that ramp, and now David into that straightaway trying to make up some time.
Both drivers lost a little bit of time, but it looks like David Olford doesn't hit the rear steer at the right time.
Kayla Blood, final corner. She takes it nice and narrow. That is going to be a big jump onto the ramp, and Kayla Blood, Soldier Fortune, gets the win. Take a look at the Super Glue replay.
What I'm looking at right now is David Olford's rear steer. It looks like Kayla Blood kind of makes a little bit of a mistake, but you can see there David Olford pushing wide, and then in the next corner doesn't turn sharp as well. Hopefully that won't be an issue.
Final round one race, Joe Foley, Toro Loco, Bari, Musawwir, Zombie. Bari has some experience on this track. He is 4-3 in his career at State Farm Stadium. Into the long straightaway here in Glendale, Joe Foley with a nice lead here on Zombie.
Joe Foley absolutely slinging the truck. I love the way he set it in the corner, driving very aggressive.
And he goes right on inside that chalk line, stays in bounds. Joe Foley with an upset win. Toro Loco advancing.
Wow, what an upset from Joe Foley. I'm sure Bari is absolutely surprised. He tried to make it up in this last straightaway. You could see the chalk line. Zombie comes away with more speed, but Joe Foley edges him out.
Let's check out our round two bracket for JCB Racing. Bakugan, Dragonoid, Gravedigger, Megalodon, Thunderosaurus, Son of a Digger up against Soldier Fortune, Monster Mode, Toro Loco. The fastest time in round one, Adam Anderson, Gravedigger, 22.051. Coming up, Camden Murphy looks to add another racing win. Bakugan, Dragonoid is next on Monster Jam. Monster Jam is brought to you by JCB, the official heavy equipment partner of Monster Jam. Welcome back to State Farm Stadium for round two of JCB Racing. And up first in this round, Camden Murphy, Bakugan, Dragonoid going up against Adam Anderson and Gravedigger. Camden comes in 25-16 on the year with 3 wins. And Adam Anderson has the lead going into that first corner, comes out into the straightaway. Gravedigger 35 now accelerating another great corner. But look at Camden Murphy going tight, and he's evened it up.
Adam Anderson, you can tell he has a point to prove. Great set in that corner, but pushes a little wide. Camden has the advantage.
Camden Murphy going to try to keep it going. What a finish. We're going to go to the replay. That one is too close to call. Check out the Super Glue, glue to the action replay.
It looks like Adam Anderson has a great corner set, but pushes a little wide. Camden Murphy stays tight, gets on the throttle early. Those BKT tires slinging off dirt, hooking up just right for Camden Murphy.
And look at the bounce from Adam Anderson. That's going to give Camden Murphy the win. Adam just bounced at the wrong second. Goes up. Camden Murphy slides in under across the finish line. Bakugan Dragonoid moving on. Next up, Colt Stevens, Thunderoris, Cory Rummell in Megalodon. These two have been going at it all season long to try to get that 4th, 5th, and 6th spots with Bari Musawwir in the season point standings. Cory Rummell slings around. Nice corner there from Megalodon. But look at Colt Stevens and Thunderoris.
Thunderoris was on to, lost time to Megalodon, but in that second corner stayed tight, made up the time he needed.
And Colt Stevens, big air. Cory Rummell tries to get one too. It doesn't matter. Thunderoris moving on to the semifinals.
You can tell Colt Stevens stays nice and tight. Cory Rummell just a little bit behind coming into that last turn. Thunderoris making up time in the first leg of that race. Congratulations, Colt Stevens.
Up next in the second round, Ryan Anderson, the series champion, 4-time World Finals champion, son of a digger, up against Caleb Blood and Soldier of Fortune. Ryan and Caleb have met 3 times. He is 3-0 against her. What happened with Caleb Blood at the starting line? Ryan Anderson had a big lead.
It looked like she was ready to go, jumped the gate slightly, and then made Ryan move. And then Ryan just got back on the gas sooner. I'm wondering if they're going to rerun this race or what happened with the lights.
Now Ryan Anderson is stopped at the corner. Caleb Blood is still going. So son of a digger is stopped at the turning pod. Caleb Blood across the finish line, and Caleb Blood gets the win.
Okay, so we're watching son of a digger here coming in this last corner. It looks like everything's fine and just something happens with the motor. It stalls out, probably an electrical issue.
Next up, Chris Kohler, Team Scream. Monster Mud up against Joe Foley, also with Team Scream and El Toro Loco. And with an update on Chris, we go to Leslie.
Guys, we've talked about Chris Kohler not picking up a racing win this season, so he and I sat down and looked at the bracket, and I said, your side looks pretty good. He said, yeah, I'm not worried about him. I'm not worried about him. I'm not worried about him. I said, really? He said, yeah. He said, you've got to have confidence and just run your own race out there if you're going to go round by round.
Well, he's got to be worried about Joe Foley right now because Joe Foley giving him everything he's got. And we got a close one coming up to the race ramp. And he should have been worried because Joe Foley just smoked Chris Kohler. El Toro Loco moving on.
I talked about in the beginning of the show, I thought this was Chris-style dirt. Usually it's much tackier and more wet here in this Glendale Stadium, but you can see the dust is coming up. Chris Kohler sliding all over the place. Can't get that Monster Jam truck under control and comes up short.
We're going to take a look now at the semifinal bracket for JCB Racing. It's going to be Bakugan Dragonoid against Thunderoris and Soldier Fortune against El Toro Loco. Fastest time in that round, Thunderoris 22.205. We're down to the final 4 in the racing bracket. Who ends up in the winner's circle? Find out next on Monster Jam. Monster Jam is brought to you by Great Clips, the official hair salon of Monster Jam. Download the Great Clips app and check in online today. We are back at State Farm Stadium for the JCB Racing Semifinals. Up first, Camden Murphy, Bakugan Dragonoid against Colt Stevens, Thunderoris. For more on Thunderoris, let's go to Leslie.
Guys, just a quick update on Thunderoris Colt Stevens. His crew chief told me that he hasn't said anything out there about the track, but he has been talking about there is something wrong with the rear steer out there.
All right, thank you, Leslie. And Colt's going to need that here against Camden Murphy as Camden has a lead going into that final turn. And Bakugan Dragonoid, clean pass, gets over the finish line, and Camden Murphy advances.
So you can tell something is going on with Thunderoris' rear steer just by the way it's sticking and not coming back as fast as he would want it. It looks like he's misjudging what the rear steer is going to do. Camden Murphy coming away with an easy win.
But Camden Murphy now awaits the winner of this race. Joe Foley, El Toro Loco, Caleb Blood, Soldier Fortune. Joe has lane choice. And he takes that right gray lane. Winner advances to the final round. Down the ramp they go. Caleb Blood with a slight advantage. Joe clips the ramp, and Joe Foley goes over. El Toro Loco ends up rolling Caleb Blood with a clear shot to the finish line.
Now, it's important for Caleb Blood to still get in a fast run, but we've seen Joe Foley get on that rear steer a little early, tag the front edge of that berm, and flip over. Those ruts on that right side are getting nasty.
Well, Caleb Blood moving on to the JCB Racing Finals.
See here, he just hits the rear steer just a little early, grabs the rut on top of the berm, sends that truck over the top, and that will be the end of his night in racing.
We can now take a look at our final racing matchup. Caleb Blood, Soldier Fortune, Camden Murphy, Bakugan Dragonoid. Camden had the fastest time of the night in the semis with a 21.776. He gets lane choice, and he's going to stay on the red side, taking that red lane. So Caleb Blood trying to get her first racing win of the season. Camden Murphy going to try to get off to a great start and finish this one strong. It's Bakugan Dragonoid, Soldier Fortune. We got a green light, and the racing finals have begun. Camden Murphy goes up high with a nice lane, getting out of the berm fast, and he's into that corner.
Good job by Caleb Blood, not overdriving that first turn. She's still in this race.
Final turn here, Caleb Blood trying to make this one a close finish, but Camden Murphy just too good in this race. He's been so good all night. Camden Murphy gets the win in Bakugan Dragonoid.
I will say this was a great effort from Caleb Blood and Soldier Fortune. Camden Murphy is clicking on all cylinders tonight. He seems on point, but good effort, like I said, from Caleb Blood.
Camden picks up his 4th racing win of the season. He is standing by with Leslie.
Tacking up another victory on the board, but down here on the pit side, and it got a little tricky and looked like it almost got away from you.
Yeah, almost every single round, it definitely was super slick down here. I thought I lost in the final round. Kayla has absolutely been on rails all night long so far, so, man, it feels good to take it. We were gone for 3 weeks, but we're right here on top again. Good momentum into two-wheel skills and freestyle. Let's take home with this overall band championship.
First competition done as we take a look at our first BKT overall point standings. Camden gets 12 with the win. Caleb Blood in second with 11. And Colt Stevens with 10. Joe Foley with 9. Adam Anderson and Gravedigger rounds out the top 5. Next up at Glendale was a Great Clip Skills Challenge where drivers could attempt 2 technical maneuvers on 2 wheels, or they could do a donut. And they were scored by fans in attendance on creativity, skill, and execution. 12 more on the line. Let's take a look back at our top 5. Coming in 5th, Bari Musawwir throwing down a zombie donut.
Nice donut from Bari. You can tell the key to a good donut is getting that speed up and staying stationary. You can see he's got the rear steer and the front steer perfect. He's communicating with his mechanic, making sure he's not going anywhere.
Taking 4th place, Velociraptor's David Olford comes off the ramp into a stop. He goes for a moonwalk, edges back out into a nose wheelie.
David Olford just getting better and better every single time he hits the track, especially in 2-wheel skills. This floor here in Glendale, nice tacky dirt, great for 2-wheel skills, a lot of room. You can see David Olford getting that thing 90 degrees up in the air. Good execution.
On the podium in 3rd, Chris Kohler, Monster Mud, comes off with some nice air into a 1-wheel save, rolls it up, ends up on all 4. 2nd place goes to Adam Anderson, Gravedigger with a bicycle.
It's a little bicycle, turns that truck in, tries to get the Cyclone, but ends up on the other 2 BKTs.
And going back-to-back, Camden Murphy off the container into a nose wheelie.
Camden Murphy is absolutely on fire here tonight. He's feeling it. Something about those red cardinal colors here in Glendale matching with that Bakugan Dragonoid body. And then here's attempt number 2. Comes off the step-up ramp, throws it into a nose wheelie. Once again, getting that 12,000-pound truck to balance, making it look absolutely effortless.
And we're going to take a look at our second BKT overall point standings. Camden goes back-to-back. He's got 24. Adam Anderson, Gravedigger, 2nd. Monster Mud, 3rd. Thunderoris in 4th. And Soldier Fortune drops to 5th. Camden picks up his 3rd skills win of the year. And he is back on the track with Leslie Mears.
Just racking up the wins tonight. You know, you always told me that once you start strong in racing, it just snowballs towards the end of the night.
Yeah, you know, this whole year, I think I've said it before, it's just lots of highs, lots of lows, more lows than highs, though. It's just been one of those years. So I have never had a perfect event. I have come super close before. I think I missed it by 1 point before. So, man, I think tonight's our night. Glendale's feeling good so far. Man, this truck is feeling good. Craig has Bakugan running 110%, and I'm feeling great for freestyle. We're going big. We're getting wild and driving until this truck can't drive anymore.
Well, Camden Murphy has been perfect so far, but can he get the hat trick? Freestyle is next on Monster Jam. Everyone in Monster Jam is proud to be partners with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Become a partner in hope and receive a custom St. Jude Monster Jam This Shirt Saves Lives t-shirt. Text Monster Jam to 785-833 or visit stjude.org/Monster Jam to learn more. We are back at the home of the Arizona Cardinals with Stadium Championship Series West. After 2 competitions, it's been all Camden Murphy as Bakugan Dragonoid took the racing and the skills wins. Adam, we've been waiting for Camden Murphy to put a complete event together. What have you seen from him here tonight that could lead to that perfect event?
Well, I mean, he said it himself. It all starts in racing, but he looks a little extra confident tonight. The truck is working perfectly. He seems to be in tune, but for Camden Murphy, once again, how does he close and freestyle? Can he do it? We've seen it time and time again. He comes up just a little bit short. Camden has a perfect opportunity.
He's been inconsistent in freestyle. Speaking of inconsistent, a lot of drivers tonight have not been able to put it together, including Ryan Anderson, only has 12 points. Is this a case of Ryan clinching the series and laying off the gas a bit?
I've talked to Ryan Anderson many times. Laying off the gas is something he does not do. If anything, he's clinched the title and he's on to World Finals, trying to get that momentum forward. He's not laying off the gas. There's just a few problems going on. I'm sure they're going to get it fixed.
Well, let's catch you up here on the current BKT overall point standings after the first 2 competitions of the night. As we mentioned, Camden Murphy has 24. Gravediggers Adam Anderson in second, Musawwir third, Thunder Roarers fourth, and Soldier Fortune in fifth. And now we can check out tonight's Freestyle Order, the event championship realistically down to Camden Murphy and Adam Anderson. Adam, who has the edge in freestyle?
I mean, I'm looking at that number 6 spot, Camden Murphy. Could it be any more perfect for him to get the perfect event? I don't know. Camden Murphy, take advantage of this, finally.
Well, we've seen this setup so many times before. We come in here, getting into freestyle, we talk about it, Camden Murphy this, Camden Murphy that, and then something happens in freestyle, whether it's a rollover, whether it's a miscalculation, that eludes the event championship from him. So he's got to get it together, and I know that he can, but is tonight the night, man? I mean, we've talked about it so many times.
Yes, and for Camden Murphy, it's right here. He has to get his head together, his thoughts together. Don't overthink this, Cam. You have the vibes. You have the energy going. Everything's perfect. Let it roll.
Speaking of letting it roll, just a moment ago, freestyle did get rolling with David Olford in Velociraptor. Velociraptor would come out, but he would not get a score. So David Olford with some struggles, didn't even compete, couldn't make it out on the track to get that time going. So a tough break there for Velociraptor. But right now we go to the reigning World Finals freestyle champion, Colt Stevens in Thunder Roarers. And for more on Colt here in Glendale, let's check back in with Leslie Mears.
New this weekend for Thunder Roarers is a spool in the rear of the truck. Colt Stevens told me that they were having issues breaking third members. And so what they did is they put in that spool to try to prevent that. Now, before, those outside tires would lock and unlock around the corners. And with that spool in there, both tires are spinning continuously. So he's always going to have power as he rounds through those corners. It's going to grab. The only difference is it does have instances of trying to hike up because it does have power on both corners all the time.
All right, thank you, Leslie. So if you're Colt and you're driving with that new element in your truck, how would you navigate Thunder Roarers through these obstacles?
You have to be a little bit more prepared for the corners, because with that spool, what we're talking about is it's actually continuously pushing the truck forward and driving the truck forward in the corners, even when you're off the gas. And for Colt Stevens, right now, he needs to just keep doing this. It looks like he's going to get a save here, but you can hear the crowd in the background reacting to what Colt Stevens has. And right now, that is so important to have the crowd in the palm of your hand. This could be a big score, and a big score early.
Colt's had some success on this track going all the way back to his rookie year back in 2012 in Doomsday. Got a big freestyle win here at State Farm Stadium. So some history here for Colt, trying to light the crowd up here as we kick off freestyle. Now Thunder Roarers with some seconds winding down. Got to think maybe the Morgan backflip may come into play here, as we saw his crew chief Shelby Fisher looking on as he tries to cheer on Colt, give him some advice. He's going over again. Adam trying to make another save, just too much on the gas. And that'll do it. Runs out of room. Colt Stevens' run is over. Take a look at the original super glue glued to the action replay.
Here's where he first grabs a little bitty tacky dirt on those BKTs, but luckily those things were hooking up, made a big save to start out his run. And then here at the end, I knew it was coming. As soon as I seen him land on those front BKTs and get that big bounce, the landmine of the pod was there to grab him, lands on top of the lid, and that will end his freestyle run for the night.
8.529 is the score. Next up out of Leicester, Massachusetts, Joe Foley in El Toro Loco. With more on Joe's mindset here in Arizona, let's go right back to Leslie.
Guys, because Joe Foley was a little leery about coming back to Cardinal Stadium. The last time he was here, he sent a 4-link bar through the oil pan and did a ton of damage to the truck. But good news for him, he's already got that damage out of the way. He had to work on the truck after rolling in JCB Racing all the way through the skills competition and has made it back for freestyle. He told me he thinks he's got at least one more freestyle win in him, and now that he's got the bad luck out of the way, he's feeling good.
Thanks, Leslie. Of course, that happened last year, 2023.
Oh, Freestyle Foley!
And acts Joe Foley with a great move on the nose of the truck. Comes right back into reverse. He would finish 8th that year in freestyle. Look at the body parts just shredding off El Toro Loco. This kid has done wonders this season with moves like this left and right out of the gate. Second in the sport in freestyle wins, only to Tyler Menga. He's got 4. And Joe Foley trying to close this thing out as we get late into the season with another freestyle win. El Toro Loco, I don't know what's going on with the right side of the body, just doesn't want to fall off.
Yeah, something's staying on there, but I sure believe that by the end of this run, there won't be any El Toro Loco body left on Joe's truck. I have a smile ear to ear. This is fantastic.
I think while Joe was fixing the truck throughout the event, he put a little more super glue on the right side than the left side. Brake check there for Joey Freestyle. Comes down on one wheel. Right there, you see a great look at that ramp. Buried into that ramp is the 8-pack. We'll see if that becomes a factor tonight. But Joe Foley now going to make a turn here for the Morgan & Morgan backflip ramp. And here comes El Toro Loco. What's left of El Toro Loco hits the brakes, backs up, trying to get square to the ramp. And here comes Joe Foley. El Toro Loco for the backflip. Goes up and lands it beautifully. A little wobbly there on the backside, but he's got some time, he's got some room, and there's a brake check jump right to the center of this Glendale track.
This is how you put a freestyle together. Joe Foley showing out in Glendale.
There's something in the water in Leicester, Massachusetts there in Let's take a look at the original super glue to the action replay.
Big air right here, lands on the front, gets a big bounce, but he's squared up with that pod just right. Oh man, what a save from Joe Foley, staying on the throttle. Great truck and track awareness. Joe Foley coming to that backflip, took a little extra time to line it up, and he was very, very smart about that backflip ramp. Kind of threw him off to the left there.
And look at the score, the smoke still coming out of El Toro Loco, 9.697. That takes the lead. Joey Freestyle ready for freestyle win number 5. But will he get it? Find out next on Monster Jam. Welcome back to round 23 of Monster Jam. Today's festivities kicked off with the most family-oriented pit party in motorsports. Fans arrive early to State Farm Stadium to meet their favorite drivers and take pictures with their favorite trucks. And if you want to attend the pit party at your next Monster Jam event, be sure to get your tickets at monsterjam.com. Moments ago, freestyle continued. Chris Kohler would hit the first jump hard, but he would roll the truck and would not qualify for a score. And then Mike Christensen Vendetta goes for the bodiless backflip, and he ends up rolling it on the landing. He would get a 7.768. And that leads us to our current overall event leader. Here we go, Adam. The pressure is on for Camden Murphy and Bakugan Dragonoid.
Only time will tell. Camden Murphy has some big boots to fill after that Joe Foley freestyle, and this is exactly that time that I talked about. Don't let anything get in your head. I know he got a 9.6, and I know that's a high score. We know that Joe Foley had a fantastic freestyle, but that does not matter. You can't control what other drivers are going to do out on this track. You can only control what you are going to do out on the track, and that's what Camden has to focus on if he's going to get it done.
He doesn't have to take the lead here, Adam. He leads the overall event championship right now by 5 points over Adam Anderson. The next closest competitor trails by 8, so just a consistent run here would put Camden Murphy in position to win the event championship. There is that score to beat, 9.697 that we just saw from El Toro Loco. Now Camden Murphy's got the throttle down as he comes up over the car stack of the step up. Nice air there for Bakugan Dragonoid. He's going to go up and over. Can he save it though? He is not going to get it. Smoke out of the back end of that truck and the front end as well. And that'll do it for Bakugan Dragonoid.
So unfortunate. You can see him grab that car stack, and what it does with those BKTs is it kind of pops up one side of the truck, gets him just a little cattywampus there, lands on 4 BKTs, but gets a bad bounce, ends up on the hood, and that'll be a night.
We'll see if it still leads to an event championship. Next up out of North Jackson, Ohio, Cory Rummell in Megalodon. He is making his 6th start at State Farm Stadium, all in Megalodon. He won freestyle here 1 year ago, won the overall event championship here 1 year ago. And just struggling to get up over the ramp as we see the back 2 wheels of Megalodon trying to push the truck over, ends up getting it back over, comes up into the deep corner. That's what I love about this track. You have such a wide open space in the middle of the track, but you also have those wide open corners as well. So a lot of room for these drivers to really plan out their landings and try to get around the truck, make sure they don't lose momentum in these turns, try to get back to the freestyle area.
Yeah, I mean, the drivers and everybody just loves this event and this stadium just because of the fact that everybody can go a little bit bigger just like that. You have a little bit more room to work, but like I said at the beginning, it can hurt you if you don't get back to the obstacles quick enough. Not as many landmines like you mentioned just now where you can kind of set up for something and you're not looking for something on the backside right away. Cory Rummell getting a nice air there off the pod.
Cory Rummell talented on both sides of the truck. Extreme Air Award winner, Technician of the Year Award winner. He can do it all, working on the truck, driving the truck. As he continues now to pound away at this dirt in Glendale, Arizona. Megalodon comes down, hammering the throttle again. Full acceleration from Megalodon. Huge air as Cory Rummell sends the shark sky high over the Arizona Stadium. Long straightaway here from Megalodon, looking for a backflip. So Cory Rummell going to line the truck up for the Morgan & Morgan backflip as seconds wind down to the freestyle run. Great awareness. Megalodon with a push off the rear 2 wheels, and he's got the BKT tires down with seconds left as he tries to be the 9.697.
Nice little 1-2 punch, little fishtail right there. Oh, lands on the hood.
Cory Rummell ends up on the berm. I thought it was going to act as a barrier. Rolls over again. Take a look at the replay.
So right here, you can see the bumper of that truck, that wheelie bar, actually grabs the backflip and slows him down. That's why he under-rotated. And then right here, this last jump, you can tell he just gets a little sideways, swaps out just a slight bit, tries to get on the brakes and slow it down there, but unfortunately, a little too sideways to make the save.
We're more than halfway through the competition. Stay right where you are. More freestyle is next on Monster Jam. Monster Jam is brought to you by Spin Master. Epic trucks, epic stunts, Monster Jam. Welcome back to State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. During the break, freestyle action continued. Kayla Blood Soldier Fortune, but a broken sway bar would end her run with an 8.093. Here comes the series champion Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger. Ryan has had a lot of success on this track, and for more on that, let's check in with Leslie.
Of all the stadiums that Ryan Anderson has competed in, State Farm ranks among the top. He said it's a lot wider and it's a lot longer, so you can really swing wide and get after it as you're coming out the track, and that lends itself to a Ryan Anderson style freestyle.
Thank you, Leslie. We have seen a lot of Ryan Anderson style freestyles on this track. He's won 3 here going back to 2018. He's got 4 skills wins here. As you mentioned at the top of the show, Adam, 5 overall event championships here as well. What does Ryan Anderson need to do in this run to continue his winning ways at State Farm Stadium?
I think he just has to put the truck problems that he's had tonight kind of behind him. In racing, his truck shut off. In 2-wheel skills, he didn't do what he wanted to do. And for Ryan Anderson, you know, he's so good in this stadium. Just don't let the beginning of the night kill your vibe. Keep it going, keep on a roll, and do what Ryan Anderson does best, and that's freestyle.
Nice air brake check, floats it up over the car stack. Now Son of a Digger pushing it here in this corner, coming back again with another hard turn up to the center part of the track. Back over the car stack goes Ryan Anderson. Nice air again. Bounces up a little bit here past the 8-pack.
Everything looks to be going very well for Ryan Anderson. He's getting good airs, but for me, with Joe Foley having that freestyle run at the beginning, I'm afraid that they're not going to give Ryan Anderson the score that he deserves. It looks like a little smoke coming out of the front of that truck on the left side.
We know that's generally not enough to stop Ryan Anderson as he comes up over the jammer. That does stop him a little bit. Here goes a Morgan backflip, wasting no time. Goes Son of a Digger, pushes the truck back, and ends with a beautiful, perfect landing on the backflip, trying to beat that score from Joe Foley. Another huge jump for Son of a Digger. This time he's trying to throw it into chaos mode.
Great rotation on the backflip and then gets a 1-2 out. The landing was pristine. A nice bounce on those BKTs, not too rough. Looks like Ryan Anderson keeping that truck straight. Oh, looks like the truck gave way.
Well, that'll do it for Son of a Digger. Take a look at the original Super Glue. Glue to the action replay.
Here he comes into the Morgan & Morgan backflip. Great rotation, landing on all 4 BKTs. Hits the brakes very hard. You can see those discs under the truck lighting up. Catches a little bit of air right here. Oh, a little flame coming out of Son of a Digger. Great landing. The suspension setup's perfect. Fantastic run from Ryan Anderson.
That score puts Ryan Anderson in second place. Next up, 2-time Guinness World Record holder Bari Musawwir driving Zombie. Right off the bat with a slap wheelie combo for Bari Musawwir. How many times have we seen that? The methodical approach to a freestyle run.
Yes, I mean, surprise, surprise from Bari Musawwir starting off with a slap wheelie. Gotta love it, but we might have seen that a bunch of times, but this stadium has not seen it. Slap wheelie, definitely one of those popular moves, getting that 12,000-pound truck 90 degrees up in the air, and he is one of the best at it right now. Bari Musawwir working the outside of this Glendale floor, trying to keep his speed up and momentum.
Bari relentless in his preparation. I've been over to the Musawwir mansion in Orlando. He's got that simulator down there that he rides all the time, just absolutely planning his runs out. And this is how he continues to get so much better as an athlete. Obviously, practice is important. Practice makes perfect. There's that age-old saying. But in Bari's case, it absolutely pays off for him.
Yeah, it does pay off, and you see that in the consistency from Bari Musawwir, but that's also kind of been his kryptonite, is how consistent Bari Musawwir is. He's almost so precise and so good that he doesn't allow the truck to kind of let loose and get those freestyle runs like Ryan Anderson does, where he gets the big save. Sometimes in Monster Jam, it's not the best idea just to be smooth. You have to send it in the air and really be good at making the save. And Tyler Menninga, Ryan Anderson, some of the greatest at that.
Well, Bari Musawwir great at that backflip as he lands it. 9.697 the score to beat. Bari's got 2 freestyle wins already this season with a 3rd highest average. Comes off hard on the landing into a nose wheelie and then just absolutely shoots the gap, getting up over the jammer. Zombie back over again, up over the small step-up ramp. Coming off hard to the side again, side slaps the truck. Able to land it, gets his rhythm on the pod. And now Zombie comes around again for a donut.
Gonna finish it off with a little bit of dust and dirt flying off those BKT tires. The crowd loves it.
Dust, dirt, and donuts for the crowd here in Glendale. Take a look at the original Super Glue. Glue to the action replay.
Bari Musawwir hitting this Morgan & Morgan backflip ramp, lands on all 4 BKTs. Could have grabbed a little reverse right there, hit the combination move, and then finishes it off with the donut. Look at those BKT treads, grabbing that dirt and slinging it all over in Arizona.
Here's our current freestyle leaderboard. El Toro Loco has a score to beat. Son of a Digger in 2nd. Zombie with that run goes to 3rd. Megalodon 4th. And Thunderoris in 5th. Well, the event championship is down to 2. Camden Murphy and Adam Anderson. And Gravedigger is coming up next on Monster Jam. We are back with the conclusion of freestyle here in Glendale, Arizona. Our next competitor, Adam Anderson and Gravedigger, the 5-time World Finals champion, needs a 4th place finish or better to get the overall event. Otherwise, it will go to Camden Murphy. So Adam Anderson coming off right out the gate, just shooting right up the middle, up over the step-up, brake check floater, and gets it back down on all 4 BKT tires.
Adam Anderson coming out with nice speed onto this floor, and I think that's very crucial here in Glendale. His brother and himself are very good at coming out with a lot of speed and carrying momentum, and that's something that pays dividends on this big floor here in Glendale.
He's got 3 freestyle wins in his career at State Farm Stadium, 2018, 2019, and 2021. He also has 3 freestyle wins on the season to go along with 3 overall event championships, which is with as good as Ryan Anderson and Joe Foley have been. Adam has the highest average on this series, the 2nd highest average in Monster Jam at an 8.913.
Yeah, Adam Anderson definitely knows what he is doing in freestyle. He knows how to get it done. He's been here for a long time. And a lot of the drivers say that is one of the best trucks on the circuit. Gravedigger 35 always reacting very well. The suspension setup just looks like it settles and it drives awesome.
To get an overall event win, coming back to the point series would be a huge confidence boost for Adam Anderson. Not that he needs one with everything he's done throughout his career, but always nice to get a win, especially when you miss a couple of events. We do have a lot of smoke coming out of the back end of that truck, as maybe he's too hot on the transmission. It's not going to stop him from going to the Morgan-to-Morgan backflip ramp. Here goes Gravedigger, slowing down, gets the truck over. Gets a full extension, a little too much there on the back end of the jump, but he's got the save. And Adam Anderson goes back-to-back with those backflips, full extension, 360 degrees of the truck.
Adam Anderson wants to keep going, but it looks like the transmission's just overheating and will not give him any more.
Adam Anderson, though, absolutely lighting it up here tonight in Glendale. That may be enough to take the freestyle lead. Should be enough to take the overall event championship. Check out the Super Glue replay.
You can see here right at the top of that Morgan-to-Morgan backflip, Adam Anderson doesn't get that rotation, doesn't hit the throttle enough, but it works out in his favor. He gets a fantastic combination move, pretty much a double backflip with a save.
Our final competitor, two-time World Finals champion, Jim Kohler in Avenger. We mentioned earlier this being a driver's track. One driver who loves it is Jim Kohler. Isn't that right, Leslie?
Coming off the heels of that huge freestyle win in Seattle, Jim Kohler was glad to come out here and see this overly aggressive step up with over 25 feet of run up. He thinks he might be able to replicate the big air that he had out there in Seattle because he saw what Bryce Kenny did at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and he wants to also be a contender for that Big Air of the Year award.
Thank you, Leslie. A 7-time Extreme Air Award winner, Jim Kohler, looking to add number 8 to his already incredible repertoire here in his Monster Jam career, as Avenger now comes over to the left side of the track. Our near side going up over one ramp to another, the berm using as a jammer, and now Avenger going to make way to the right side of the track.
Man, something I love about watching Jim Kohler is he's been around Monster Jam for so long. He has so many tricks inside of his bag, and he'll just pull them out every once in a while and show the crowd and show us what he can do, and it's absolutely amazing. That's why his name is Mr. Excitement. Man, we love the Avenger.
His fourth start at State Farm Stadium. He has only finished no higher than 7th in freestyle, so Jim would love to change that here. Either way, the freestyle win goes to Team Scream as Joe Foley has the lead. There's a nice jump for Avenger, his biggest jump so far of the run into a straight-up sky wheelie.
Making a nice save for Jim there. Backside of that freestyle ramp.
Avenger now comes up, missing the ramp there, comes over to the near side. And now maybe lining up for the backflip here. We see a great look of Avenger coming across the track to the Morgan-to-Morgan backflip. There goes Jim Kohler, and there goes Avenger, lands it. And Avenger not done. Sign of approval there for Jim Kohler. As Joe waits to see if Jim will take the freestyle win or Joe walks away with it. Either way, Team Scream supporting each other in the pit area here at State Farm.
Jim Kohler showing out. Nice little donut. Looks like that left rear tire might not be pulling like it wants, but
just a few seconds left here as Jim tries to finish out the clock here. Wobble it away here with that back wheel, and Avenger is going to roll to a slow stop, and that's going to do it for Jim Kohler. Take a look at the Super Glue. Glue to the action replay.
Now this is what you call an absolutely perfect backflip. He lands on all 4 BKTs perfectly, taking the impact and spreading it throughout, making sure that truck doesn't get damaged.
Here's our final freestyle top 5. El Toro Loco gets to win 9.697. Son of a Digger second, Grave Digger third, Zombie fourth, and Megalodon in 5th. For Joe Foley, it's a series-leading 5th freestyle win of the season. Now let's hear from our freestyle winner.
How do you feel about the number 5 now as your total number of freestyle victories on the season?
Man, I'm loving 5. 5's a good number. I'm hoping, I'm still trying to put my bid in for the World Finals. Man, I hope 5 gets me there, but I'm sitting here praying. The truck's still in one piece. I wanted to come out here. I wanted to burn this thing down and absolutely kill it for every single fan out here in Glendale, and that's exactly what I did.
Joe gets 12 points with the freestyle win as we check out our final BKT overall point standings. Adam Anderson gets the win with 29, Camden Murphy with 27, Ryan Anderson with 23, Colt Stevens with 22, and there's Joe Foley bouncing back up after missing skills with 21 points. For Adam, it's his 4th event win of the season. Let's hear from our event champion.
So Adam coming back consistent after that break, showing that no matter what, you still got it.
You know what, it felt good, but at the same time, I always want that W. I want the win, man, in every event there is. I'll take the overall, but this is just the start. I'm kicking it back. I'm ready for next week, but Glendale was awesome, off the chain. Wild freestyles, great racing, skills was good, but I'm ready for more of these.
Well, we aren't done yet, as we have one more round with Stadium Championship Series West when we head to Salt Lake City for round 24. For Adam Entenap and Leslie Mears, I'm Scott Jordan. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right here next time on Monster Jam.